Hi everyone, this is Jen Dev, Digital Media Associate at the Columbia Journalism School, and today we're going to do a brief tutorial on setting up your file structure in Premiere. So you've gone out, you've shot all your video, and the first thing you want to do when you come back home or to school is to upload all that stuff to your external hard drive. It's the first thing you want to do. You want to make sure you don't lose anything. So I have my external hard drive connected here, the G drive, and I'm just going to insert my SD card into my computer, and that should pop up in just a moment right here. So I'm just going to open this in the Finder. This footage was shot with a C100 video camera, which is what most of the students here will be using. So it will create a folder called Private here on the SD card. So the first thing I want to do to move all my stuff over to my hard drive, I want to have a place to put it. So I'm going to create my folder structure. So the first folder I'm going to create is going to be called, so the naming convention we use here is last name _ slug. My last name is Dev, so it's going to be Dev _ Keenan Walks is the slug for this video that I'll be editing, because it is a video of a former faculty member named Keenan walking up the steps of the J School. So this is what I'm going to name my project folder. Within that folder, so I'm just going to click it open, I'm going to create several subfolders. The first of that will be the video folder. I'm also going to have an audio folder, an images folder, a documents folder, and lastly an exports folder. So within the main folder, the main project folder, we're going to want 5 subfolders to be able to further organize all the files that we'll be using. So quickly, what goes into each of these folders? In the video folder, obviously, this is where I'm going to drag this stuff from my SD card, anything that I've shot with my video camera. However, we're going to want to further organize that, because often when you're doing a video shoot, you're going to shoot on several days. So we're going to want to add more folders in here to organize our files by date. So I'm going to start with a year, and I'm going to say this was shot on September 7th, for example. So I will name a folder 2013-09-07. And so within that video folder, I would have several more folders organized by date, for instance. Okay, so let's go back to our 5 folders. So audio would be any audio that isn't captured in those video files that we're bringing over. So this could be a taped conversation that you had over the phone, some ambient noise that you captured, maybe some music that you want to add to your video. All the other audio will go in this folder. And if you like, you can also create subfolders in here to organize that by date. Images will, this folder will include any photographs or any other type of image that you'll be using in your project. The documents folder will include any transcriptions or scripts that you've written for your video. And finally, the exports folder will hold the files that we export from Premiere when we're done. So now we've set up our file structure in our hard drive, and all we want to do is move our video that we just shot over and into our project folder. So I'm going to go back to the SD card, and I'm just going to grab this private folder and move it onto my hard drive, into my project folder, and into my video folder, and into the appropriate date. So now that's going to take a few minutes. It's a pretty large file, remember, several gigabytes. So I will just pause this recording and I will be right back. So we're back, and all of our files have now transferred over into the appropriate folder by date in my video folder in my project subfolder. So I don't need the SD card anymore. I can go ahead and, for example, erase the file on it and then I can eject the SD card from my computer. I'm just going to eject it for now by dragging it into the trash. So now we have all our files set up on our hard drive and we're ready to import them into Premiere. So you want to launch Premiere. I've already launched it because it sometimes takes a minute or so to start up. And we're going to want to start a new project. Now it's going to ask you where you want to save this project, and you're going to say, I want to save it within the project folder that I created on my hard drive. So I'm going to want to save it in here. So the Premiere file, which is going to be a .proj file, is going to appear in here once you save it. So I'm going to choose that. And I'm going to name the Premiere project the same thing as my main folder, so dev_Keenan_walks. And I'm going to hit OK. And now it's going to ask me what format the video was shot in. Now the C100s record, the codec that they use is AVCHD, and I happen to know that this was shot in 1080p 24 frames per second. But if you're not sure, or if you don't know what format the video was shot in, you can actually just hit cancel, and when you enter Premiere and first drag a clip over into your timeline, Premiere will ask you, do you want to change the timeline sequence settings to match those of your clip? And you're going to hit yes. So for now, I know that it was shot in this format, so I'm just going to select that, and I'm going to hit OK. And now my Premiere project will open up. So to import the files, all I need to do is go to File, Import, or as a shortcut I can do Command I. So File, Import, and I'm going to point it to the video file that we just moved over from our SD card. So this private file. So I'm just going to import that entire private file. That's going to take just a second. And now it's giving me a warning that certain files within that private folder failed to import. And this is totally fine. There are actually lots of smaller files that include a lot of metadata that are captured when you're taking the video. Premiere doesn't recognize them, and we don't actually need them, so this is fine. So I'm just going to hit OK. So now I have my project folder up here, and you can see that the private folder is here, and when I double click it, all the clips that I shot are going to appear in here. So that's how you set up folder structure and import your clips into Premiere, and now you're ready to start editing.